My name is Attilio Leonardi, and I am the short sale specialist for Team Lally. And what I'm going to be speaking with you today about is the pre-list packet that we have sent to you. If you haven't already done so, you want to go ahead and print that out, because I'm going to be going through page by page and giving you tips on each page on what to fill in and how to gather this information quickly. All right, so let's get to the first page, the document requests page. On there is a step 1, and if you'll notice, there are 7 items that we need you to gather and send to us or bring in with us when you visit with us. Number 1 are the bank statements. If there are 2 people on title but only 1 person is on the mortgage, we only need the bank statements from the person on the mortgage. If there are 2 people on the mortgage and 1 is a co-borrower and a primary borrower, we only need the information from the primary borrower. The short sale process can take quite a while, and from time to time the banks may request updated bank statements, so be prepared to get those to us quickly. Item number 2, pay stubs or profit and loss. If you're employed, you're going to provide us with your last 2 pay stubs. If you're self-employed, you're going to provide us with a profit and loss statement. If you don't have one, take a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, put expenses on one side, income on the other, net income at the bottom, and that should suffice. Make sure that any documents that you send to us that you are creating, go ahead and put your signature, print, and date at the bottom. That's again per request of your bank. Number 3 are the loan statements. The loan statements I'm talking about are the statements that they send to you every month requesting a mortgage payment. If you pay online and don't get those statements, we just need something printed out that's got a loan number on it. Number 4 are your tax returns. We need your last 2 tax returns. If you don't have a current tax return and or you're filing late, we need a written explanation of that or a copy of an extension request. Number 5 is a copy of any foreclosure notices that may have been mailed to you or posted on your door. Number 6 is a key to the property. If you don't have an extra key, please make us a copy and test that copy. A lot of times duplicate keys don't work and you have to go back and have them recut that key. Number 7, if you have the property rented, please provide us with a copy of the rental lease. Step 2, I'm going to go through now the rest of the documents. Also, on every page or wherever there's a location for initial and date, please do so to complete this paperwork, initial and date, wherever it's requested. Page 2 is the 3 things you should know about a short sale. Please go ahead and read those, initial and date. The next page is called the alternatives to foreclosure. Again, read. On this one, we're going to request a print, sign, and date. Next page is called the hold harmless agreement. Basically, this is stating that we're here to help you. Please don't sue us. And so go ahead and read through that, and you're going to sign, print, and date. The next 4 pages are called the seller's real property disclosure statement. These are required in the state of Hawaii by law to be filled out and submitted to any buyer of real estate here in Hawaii. So on the first page, you're going to notice there are items 1 through 33. If you've had any kind of repairs or anything's wrong with any of these items, put a check in that box. Page 2 of the seller's disclosure, you're going to notice it's going to start off with questions where the answer is yes, no, not to my knowledge, or NA. If any of these questions you're not sure what the answer is, then just mark not to my knowledge or NA. Next page, again, more questions. Again, please fill out every single question. Again, this is required by law. When you get to section F, the exception there, it says condo specific. So obviously if you live in a single family home, you're going to skip that section. On last page 4 of 4 of the seller's disclosure, there's a section I, like in India. If any of those questions you've marked yes to, you need to put that number. So for example, on page 3 of 4 of the seller's disclosure, question number 4, question number 74, are there any common area facilities? So what you're going to do is in section I, page 4 of this document, you're going to write the number 74, and you're going to put next to there things like clubhouse, pool, shared driveway, things like that. Okay, so that's your seller's disclosure. And again, on that last page, make sure and go ahead and sign and date. The next page is called the authorization to release. We need this paper filled out, this document filled out by you and signed and sent back to us. This is what we send into the bank that allows us to speak to them and them to speak to us. They will not speak to us unless we get an authorization to release from you. The next one is the hardship letter. Please don't type on this form, even if you have that capability. We want you to handwrite your hardship letter. It creates more of a compelling message. Don't type something separate and then attach it to it. Use this specific form. Don't feel that you need to create a super lengthy explanation of your hardship. Just stay within the space that's allowed there. Okay? The next page is the financial worksheet. Again, we don't want you getting out your shoebox full of receipts and all your bills and looking at bank statements. Just guesstimate, get through there as best as you can, answer the questions as best as you can for your financial worksheet. Again, remember to sign and date it. The next form is called the Please Do Not Contact Me by Phone. If you are in default, a lot of times the banks will send your file to a collections agency, and you may already experience this or will be experiencing this where someone's bugging you with phone calls. This paper is designed to stop those phone calls. It doesn't necessarily work every time. So you have a copy of it. If the bank continues to have a collection agency calling you, ask for a fax number and fax this number to that fax number to get them to stop. If you don't have fax capability, give us the fax number and contact information, and we will send it in again on your behalf to stop the phone calls. The next page is called the Loan Modification Waiver. This is basically telling us that you're committed to selling your home and doing a short sale at this point. If you want to pursue a loan modification, that's fine. We're not going to stop you from doing that. We just want you to do one or the other, because the banks will not work on both at the same time. So if we're doing a short sale and you want to do a loan modification, it stops the short sale process. So we want to make sure that you're committed to doing a short sale and not going to change your mind and want to do a loan modification halfway through. Okay? The last page is the 4506-T form, and what this does is it allows the bank to order a copy of the tax return that you sent in to the IRS. So we are providing them with copies of your tax return, but sometimes the banks want this form, and as opposed to chasing you down later to get it, we just provide it to them up front. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to email me or call me, and I'll be glad to answer those questions. All right? Hope you're having a great day, and take care.